welcome back to another class of geography. We are in our third chapter and the name of the chapter is Weather and Climate. So from the previous two classes, we are dealing with weather instruments. And in our last class, we started up with hygrometer. Hygrometer is an instrument which is used to measure the humidity levels in the air. That is, the amount of moisture available in the air is measured with the help of an instrument called hygrometer. In the last class, we have already seen what is humidity, the ways to express the humidity, everything we have covered. Now the left out portion in hygrometer is we have to study this instrument. How does this instrument look like? See, this instrument is we can compare it to thermometer. It is very similar to thermometer, right? This hygrometer is similar to thermometer. It is on a wooden stand. Hygrometer is on a wooden stand, see, and in the middle portion you have a bulb. In the middle section we have a bulb, and see, in that bulb the bulb has, it is filled with same like thermometer. See, and on the edges, on the left side a scale is there. On the left side scale is there. This is the wooden plank or the wooden board. Middle is fixed, in the middle section bulb is fixed, and on the left hand side again there is a scale. See, this is the dry bulb. This is the dry bulb. This is a dry bulb. This has another bulb which is again a wooden plank. In the middle a bulb is, this one is fixed, bulb is fixed, filled with on the left hand side scale is there. Observe the hygrometer carefully. On the whole it is on a wooden board, and they have also given the hanging for that. That means this hygrometer can be fixed on a wall. Even the same as with the thermometer. The thermometer can be fixed on a wall. Even outside our home, outside the residence, we can fix a thermometer. Whenever it shows us the Celsius of the particular time, we can check the mercury levels, but that is not necessary now. In our mobile phones we already have the weather conditions coming up. 27 degree centigrade forecast is displayed on the mobile itself nowadays. The weather will be cloudy, so that is not essential, but this was used in the earlier times. See again, but see the difference between a dry bulb and a wet bulb. The wet bulb, the edges of the bulb, that is the bottom part of the bulb, is tied with, they have tied this with a thread. They have tied that with a thread, and that thread has and a beaker. So that thread is dipped in the beaker, and this beaker has water. The beaker has water and the thread is dipped in the beaker. Why this dry bulb and wet bulb is used? Why not only a single bulb has been used here? Because here with the help of the dry bulb, we are going to measure the humidity levels of the dry air. With the help of this dry bulb, the humidity levels in the dry air we are going to measure. And with the help of this wet bulb, we are trying the humid air, temperature of the humid air. Then why this thread has been, why the bulb has been covered with the thread and why that thread is dipping in the water? We all know that the humid air has water vapor content. The humid air has water vapor content. So if this what to say, if the temperature of this bulb drops, if the temperature of this bulb drops, we say that humidity level is very less. If the temperature of the wet bulb thermometer drops sharply, the humidity level is very slow, and if the temperature of this thermometer does not drop, it means that it is very high. If the temperature of this bulb drops drastically, we say that humidity level is very low. And the other case or the other scenario, if the temperature does not drop, then we consider the air has humidity or the humidity is very high. It depends on the temperature. It depends on the rising up of this or dropping up of this. Only that much. Similar to thermometer. So this is hygrometer and this is how it looks. Whole of the hygrometer is fixed on a wooden plank, and this wooden plank we can affix it on the wall, and hygrometer has two bulbs, one is the dry one and other one is the wet bulb. With the help of the dry bulb we measure the humidity of the dry air. Here we are measuring the humidity of the humid air, moisture content of the humid air, and it all depends on the either increase of the temperature or dropping of the temperature of the bulb. The next weather instrument we are taking up is anemometer and wind vane. I know the terminologies are very different. Usually in our daily life we never come across these terminologies. Anemometer. What is this anemometer or what is this wind vane? The next weather instrument is anemometer. Anemometer. Please be careful with the spellings. Anemometer and wind vane. Wind vane. Yes. The name of the instrument suggests that this instrument has something to do with the wind. And you are absolutely right. Here this anemometer and wind vane, both these instruments are related to wind. What is wind? The horizontal movement of air, we call it as wind. And what is the important feature with respect to wind? With respect to wind, we consider two features. What is that? Velocity of the wind and direction of the wind. These are the two important considerations or the two important features. And these two important features are very important from the meteorologist's point of view for the predictions of the range of the wind or the speed of the wind. These instruments are very important. Velocity and direction. Wind is named on the basis of the direction. On the basis of the direction it flows. If the wind is blowing from the eastern side, we call it as easterly wind. If the wind is blowing from a eastern side, we call it as easterly wind. If the wind is blowing from the western side, we call it as westerly wind, right? Not only easterly and westerly, we have northeast winds, we have southeast winds, southwest winds. So the winds, on the basis of the direction they are blowing, the winds are named upon. And how to ascertain the direction? How to know that this wind is blowing from this direction or from that direction? The direction of the wind is found with the help of what? With the help of the wind vane. Why wind vane is used? Wind vane is used to ascertain or to know the direction of the wind. That is why this wind vane is used. And how this wind vane works? See the picture. See the picture. Here they have given wind anemometer. Please carefully see the picture. It has four half semicircle bulbs sort of, right? It has four directions. The wind vane, with the help of this, if I have to show you, it has four directions: east, west, north and south. See carefully. That has four directions. That means if the wind is blowing from that direction, this wind vane will be having an arrow. This arrow indicates if the wind is blowing from the eastern direction, the arrow points towards the east. In the middle of this instrument, there is a dial sort of, and that dial indicates the arrow direction of the wind. And if the direction of the wind is from the eastern side, it points towards the east. And what if the wind was blowing from the west? It points towards the western side. Similarly, east, west, north and south, only for those directions can be seen. And that arrow indicates, automatically that arrow comes up on the wind vane. From that we get to know that yes, the wind is blowing from this direction. To know the direction, wind vane is used. Then why this anemometer is used? To measure the velocity of the wind. Velocity is one of the features of the characteristics of the wind. To measure the velocity of the wind, that is the speed of the wind, anemometer is used. And how it is expressed? Speed of the wind, it is expressed in kilometer per hour. This is how we express the velocity of the wind. For example, we say that the wind is blowing at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour. That means the speed is 80. It is blowing at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour for 1 hour. So this is how it is used. And these instruments, there is another instrument called anemograph. Anemograph. This is a modern instrument. This instrument provides us a continuous record of the velocities of the wind. It is a digital instrument sort of, which gives us the continuous record as and when the speed of the velocity of the wind changes. This gives us the measurements. Something like it fluctuates, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. In that manner, this provides us the velocity of the wind. See, this instruments, they have come in the recent times, maybe 100 years or 80 years before. Even before 80 years or 100 years before also, wind was there. And wind was having the velocity then also. It is not that because now we are in the modern era, wind has got the velocity. That is not the case. Even to 200 before, 200 years before or 500 before, years before, the wind was having the velocity. Then at that time there were no instruments. Then how people used to ascertain, or how people used to know that wind is at which speed? In the sense, the sense of the speed or the sense of the velocity. How the people used to come to know that? Even the people had an idea about the velocity of the wind. They used to get to know. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅದು. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ? We will see how. See, if the smoke is rising up. See, this is the smoke. If the smoke is rising, for example, we have chula, what to say for chula? You have lightened a candle, not a candle, a wooden. So if we see the smoke rising up in a vertical manner, we can usually see this in chimneys, industrial chimneys or the normal chimneys if installed in a home. If the smoke is rising up in this manner in a vertical direction, that also indicates the speed of the wind. And it indicates that the speed of the wind is less than 1 kilometer per hour. See, less than 1 kilometer, that means the velocity of the wind is very low, very less. Because of it is less, the wind is able to rise in a vertical manner. Then the next daily life example is how we get to know that wind is blowing at which speed. The next is, if the person is, imagine you're holding an umbrella and you're going on a stroll, on a walking. You're finally holding your umbrella. Suddenly it becomes unmanageable for you. It sometimes happens during the rainy season, right? We will be holding our umbrella and we will be walking, but suddenly it becomes impossible for us to manage this umbrella. It turns upside down, right? So even that also indicates the speed of the wind. If we are unable to manage our umbrella, that indicates that the speed of the wind is 40 kilometers per hour. The speed of the wind is 40 kilometers per hour. And we have almost everyone will experience this. Sometimes it becomes really difficult to manage an umbrella. Chances are that sometimes the umbrella may fly away because the wind is blowing at which speed? 40 kilometers per hour. The next example is, if the velocity of the wind is more than 100 kilometers per hour, it creates storm conditions. Dust and other particles rise up in the air. Such conditions we call it as storm conditions. The blowing of the wind if the wind is blowing at very high speed, the dust and other particles, even the leaf clutters, all these things rise up in the air. So at that point what we can understand is the wind is blowing at 100 kilometer per hour. So even before these instruments were there, people had an idea of how it is. Now also in our daily life, we never carry anemometer with us. It is applicable nowadays also. And this we come across every day. It's not that we are going through this experience once in our lifetime. No. Every season or every one or the other day, we experience these. And whenever next time if these happens with you, or if you come across this, at that time you can say that okay, wind must be blowing at 40 kilometers per hour, so only I am unable to hold my umbrella. You will definitely remember, no doubt in that. So the next instrument is barometer. This is the last instrument we are dealing with. So we came across many elements of weather and climate, and see, for every element of weather and climate there is a instrument to measure. There is an instrument to keep the records of the what is happening, to keep a record. The next instrument is barometer. Thermometer. In every instrument there is a affix called meter. Why? Because we are measuring it. We are keeping a record. Anemometer, hygrometer. Observe, in every instrument there is a meter because we are measuring each and everything here. So why this barometer is used? This barometer or this instrument is used to measure the atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure and how atmospheric pressure is created? We know that the wind blows from high pressure area to the low pressure region. If the temperature decreases, high pressure is created. If the temperature increases, low pressure. And how this happens, we have already studied in our classes, in our earlier classes. And see the instrument now. This instrument, again, it has a bulb, right? This barometer, see, again a bulb is there, right? In the middle of the bulb, mercury is there. The middle of the bulb has mercury, which is in red color. This bulb is made up of glass tube like other instruments, whether it was thermometer, anemometer, all the instruments have a glass tube. And you know why mercury is used. What is the property of a mercury? The pressure is read in centimeters or inches of mercury. This is very important measurement. It is read in inches or in centimeters. These expressions or unit of measurement is very important. If the mercury rises, that means the area has low pressure. When the temperature rises, if the temperature rises, it indicates low pressure. If the temperature drops, it indicates high pressure. You have to correlate temperature conditions and pressure conditions. They work on a simultaneous level. What is the problem with this anemometer? Sorry, what is the problem with this barometer? It is very difficult to carry. It is made up of glass, and everywhere I cannot go on holding this barometer. Then what is the solution? Solution is, nowadays a modern barometer has come, which we call it as anti-rod barometer. See, they have given in the picture. They have already shown in your picture. This is anti-rod barometer. Observe the difference between the normal barometer and the anti-rod barometer. This anti-rod barometer is very handy. It's like just like a clock. Hold it in your hand and carry it wherever you want to carry. But in the same manner, can we hold this normal barometer? Can we carry this normal barometer? It is very difficult. It is very easy to carry, and another feature of this anti-rod barometer is that it does not have or has mercury. In the normal barometer, we have the mercury, but in anti-rod barometer, we don't have the mercury and it is easy to carry. If a question is asked, State the difference between normal barometer and any-rod barometer. There are two differences. First one, in this any-rod barometer is easy to carry, whereas the normal barometer is difficult to carry. And in the any-rod barometer there is no mercury, but in the normal barometer we have the mercury column. So this was all about the anemometer. Next is altimeter. What is this altimeter? What do you mean by alti? Alti means altitude, that is height. Meter is measurement. Altimeter. Why this altimeter is used? This altimeter tells us the height of the plane. Height of the plane during its flight. At what height or at what altitude the plane is flying. For this purpose, this altimeter is used. It is altitude meter, shortened as altimeter. Another is barograph. These terminologies are very important. And if we ask in match the following, it becomes very confusing. So what you do is, at the end of this, after you complete studying every weather instrument, on the one hand, write the element, atmospheric pressure. On the other hand, write which instrument. Here, give the title, element of the weather and climate. Here, give the title, instrument. Now write, temperature. Now write temperature. Which is the instrument used? Thermometer. And also include the unit of measurement. But if you do this, if you do a table sort of in this manner, it becomes very easy for you to recall or remember. What is this barograph now? This barograph provides us the continuous record of the pressure. This barometer can provide me the details about the pressure conditions of a particular time or of a particular day. What is this barograph? It provides me the continuous information as and when it is recorded on a barometer, it gets transmitted to barograph. Like a ECG sort of, if you have not ECG, leave it. As and when it is recorded on the barometer, it gets translated over here continuously. It gives me the continuous information. Okay, at 12 o'clock the atmospheric pressure was this, at 1 o'clock the pressure was this, so and so. Not only of a particular day, it gives me the information about many years, many days together. That is the usage of this barograph. As the name baro is there, you can remember it as related to barometer. That means it is related to the atmospheric pressure. So here we complete all our weather instruments. It is time to wind up the class and also the time for homework. First homework question is, what is anemometer and wind vane? What is anemometer and wind vane? What is atmospheric pressure? What is atmospheric pressure? Then, how to ascertain the velocity of the wind? How to ascertain velocity of wind without any instrument? Without any instrument. In this question number 3, you have to write what if we cannot manage an umbrella? What if the smoke is rising in a vertical manner? That you have to write in this question number 3. I have given you only 3 questions. Write all these 3 questions properly in your homework book. We will meet in our next class with the last topic of this chapter. Thank you.